Hello, my name is Edward Black. I'm originally from North Manchester, Indiana, but currently live on the north side of Indianapolis. I'm a staff sergeant in the Air Force Reserves at Grissom Air Force Base near Kokomo, Indiana. I work for the Civil Engineering Squadron on base, where I work in the heavy equipment shop. Our main mission in the heavy equipment shop is to perform rapid airfield repair. So, if we're deployed and an enemy attacks our base, our main job is to go out and as quickly as possible fix the runway. Um, so in my career field, we have to be qualified on certain pieces of equipment to accomplish the mission. So a few of the pieces of equipment that I operate are cranes, graders, bulldozers, dump trucks, and etc. So now that I've introduced a little bit about myself, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I decided to go back to school. I'm 25 years old. I'm currently a senior at Bismarck State College. I decided to go back to school for my bachelor's degree after receiving an associate's from the Community College of the Air Force. Sorry. I decided to take advantage of a great Air Force education program called the Associates to Bachelor's Cooperative, where my CCAF degree in military training provided credits that transferred to Bismarck State College. The thing I dislike most about college is I think it's kind of outrageous how much college costs, especially tuition. I feel like I feel like free college is pretty awful for taxpayers, personally. Um, but I think there's a lot of great opportunities out there for trade schools that I support. I think Indiana has a great program through it's a state-funded college called Ivy Tech. It offers affordable tuition rates for a lot of great skilled training. Uh, One thing that I've always been curious about is rocket science. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been curious about the complexity of rocket science. There are so many components that go into successful launches that it's just always made me wonder how it works. In fact, if I had 3 wishes, one would to become an astronaut because of this curiosity with rocket science. My second wish would be to go back into time so that I could live and meet historical people. My last wish would be to travel around the world. I would use one of my wishes to go back into time because I think it'd be really awesome to see how people lived back then. And I also think it would be pretty awesome to meet a couple historical people like George Washington, Nikola Tesla, and also Elvis Presley. I'd want to go back in time to meet George Washington because he's such an important historical figure for our country. I would like to go meet Nikola Tesla because he was such a genius when it came to engineering and physics. And I think lastly I'd like to meet Elvis Presley because he's such a great musician. I would ask him how he came up with all his ideas for all his great hits. Two places that I'd like to visit with my last wish would be to travel to Australia because I hear they have beautiful weather and beaches and exotic animals. The second place I would like to go to is Antarctica because I think it'd be pretty awesome to be one of the only people I know that could say that they've been there. Two other things that I'd like to accomplish before I die would be to go skydiving, and shred a guitar, solo in front of a huge audience. I'd like to go skydiving at least once before I die because I'm terrified of heights, so I think it'd be a huge adrenaline rush to try it and to conquer my fear. I'd also like to shred a big guitar solo in front of a huge audience because I usually, when I'm alone, I like to occupy my time by practicing the guitar. So these are just a few things about myself that you might not have known. And I'd like to thank you all for your time and hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And then, before I'm done, I'd like to introduce my audience. So we have Steve and Jeff and then Brandon Clark. And those are my 3 people in my audience.